Thanks everybody for coming in on Saturday. We wanted to do it, last time we did it on a Sunday, and we felt like it didn't give you enough time with the information that we're giving you to be ready to start the week. So we're trying it on a Saturday, so we'll kind of just see how it goes with as far as your meal prep and all that kind of stuff, whether that gives you more time. So our nutrition program is based through Healthy Steps Nutrition, and it is written by a registered dietitian. So they put together these slides for us. Their theory, what they base everything on, is that at Healthy Steps Nutrition, they believe that something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. So we're going to try to make this as easy as possible for everybody. It's more about learning the basics and developing good habits to get you on the right track to making the healthy decisions and your weight loss goals and things like that. So as you can see by this pyramid, nutrition is the basis for it. So you can't come in and do all of these other pieces of CrossFit without this big, huge base here, okay? I shouldn't say you can't. You can, but it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna make it a whole lot harder than if you have a good, solid foundation that you're building off of, okay? How many people have gone out had a terrible weekend, you didn't eat well, maybe drank, didn't drink your water like you're supposed to, and then you come in on Monday and you're like, I feel terrible now, I just don't understand, right? We've all done it. So that's this piece. Like if you're hydrated, you're sleeping well, your nutrition is on point, you're gonna come in and you're gonna feel great during your workouts. That's what our goal is to get you to the point where you feel great when you come in and work out, and not that your workouts are ever gonna feel easy, but they're not miserable, right? Okay. So our goals today, just to understand how to set yourself up for success during the nutrition challenge, understand what you need to get started, and then the tools that we're going to use during the next 4 weeks. Very, very important for this. And if you guys, you have your folders, if you want to follow along, there are some, a lot of this stuff is already in that booklet. This is booklet. Yeah. Excuse me. It's going to require you, in doing the 28-day challenge, it's going to require you to do a self-assessment. You need to look at some things in your own life. What does success mean to you? Is it losing 1 to 2 pounds a week? Is it just making healthier choices? What is it particular for you that means success? What's worked well for you in the past? Do you know that macro counting doesn't work for you and we need to try something else? Or do you know that certain foods work really well for you and you don't like other things? Okay, so these are just some of the things that we need to look at. What do you struggle with most? Do you keep sugar in the house? Do you keep all the things that you know you shouldn't have in the house, and now you're struggling because they're there and they're easily accessible, but your healthy food you have to go out and get? Okay? And what has kept you from seeing results in the past? Again, is it that sugar? Are you sabotaging yourself? Do you do really well all week, and then on the weekend you feel like you've done so well that you can just do whatever you want, and now you're not getting results? Okay, so you really have to do a self-assessment, figure out what it is that is going to work for you. You're going to sit down and you're going to set goals. There's a sheet on there that talks about goals and your action steps. Where'd the extra pamphlets go? Okay, so talking about your why, that's your self-assessment. Why are you doing this? Why did you sign up for the nutrition challenge? What are your goals, and what do you hope to get out of this? Okay, once you've figured out what your why is, then you can create a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So short-term, we're looking at your goal for this challenge, whatever that may be. Eating healthier, learning some stuff, losing some weight, gaining some muscle, whatever your specific goals are. And it doesn't have to be one, it can be more. Just don't go crazy and make like 10 goals, Then a long-term goal. So this is going to be typically 6 months out is what we set our long-term goal for. It gives us a chance to build some good habits and get you on the right track, and then we can reassess in 6 months and see where you're at. Okay. The reason that you're doing that is because we don't want you to just do this 28-day challenge and then drop off and go right back to your old habits. We want you to continue to build from here and continue to make the changes that are going to help you reach those 6-month goals. Okay. So I need you later this weekend, later today, tomorrow, sit down and do your own self-assessment. Write down your goals, and I've even had some people take this sheet and put it somewhere where they can see it every day, so that you get that visual reminder. This is why I'm doing it. This is what, when I want to reach for that ho-ho, I can go, no, my goals are more important. I'm not going to eat that. Right? Okay. The ho-ho. That was the only thing that popped in my head.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it goes ho-ho.
We know her. Can't go wrong with ho-ho.
We know her.
Okay.
Telling on herself a little bit.
So let's go over the basics of nutrition. Real food over food products, right? So the less ingredients, if it doesn't have a label, the better it is for you. It doesn't mean that you can eat whatever you want of it. It just means that it's healthier for you. We need to go in and we need to clean out our closets, right? Our pantries and things like that. Take out all the things that are sabotaging your goals. If you have somebody else in the house that doesn't have the same goals as you, and that makes it more difficult, we need to sit down and have a talk and say, hey, I really want to do this. Can you support me on it? Try to get some of that stuff out of the house. Progress over perfection. We're going to talk about this a lot over the next 4 weeks. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not every day is going to be perfect. Not every week is going to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection here. Okay? Nobody's ever perfect in anything they do. We want to see progress, and that's what's going to get you your goals. You're not going to, in the next 4 weeks, make a huge change. We want to see a little bit of change, but it's not going to be like, oh, hey, I lost 10 pounds, I'm good, I can just do whatever, right? So we want to see a little bit of progress working towards fixing all those habits that we know are sabotaging us. We're going to start to look at food labels. We're going to get lots of education over the next 4 weeks on what we're looking for on food labels. And we're going to talk about the plate method. We'll talk about that a little bit here, but I'll continue to send you messages and really try to work on that over the next 4 weeks. It's a really important thing when you're in a situation where you can't, when you want to live a normal life, and you want to be out with friends, you need to make healthy decisions. The plate method is an excellent way to make sure that you're still staying on track, even though you don't know what you're eating, as far as like calories and all that kind of stuff. There it is. So, half of a plate, so when you're looking at the plate method, obviously it's just that, it's a plate. It can also be a lot of people will switch it up and they'll do a bowl method too, like those are all the new things, right? Everything's made in a bowl, you mix it all together, but you want half of it to be veggies. The other half you're going to take and you're going to split into half protein and half starch, okay? So basically, veggies, carbs, protein, tiny bit of fat, okay? If you're eating a salad and you're putting all of these pieces into a salad in a bowl, your fat is your salad dressing. This is butter on your steak, butter on your bread if you're having bread, or on your potato or your sweet potato, whatever it is, okay? It's not like, don't look at this and go, there's no way I'm eating a chunk of fat, right? It can be avocado if that's something that you like, okay? So the nice thing about this is when you get out to a restaurant and they bring you a plate, you can literally take everything and move it, if that visually helps you, and go, okay, this is my protein, and this is my starch, and these are my veggies. What we don't want is this to be French fries, and this to be your burger, and then you have either nothing in your veggie column, right? Or it's so small that it doesn't affect anything. We'd rather this be your salad and then your French fries and your burger, okay? Anybody have any questions about the plate method before? Like I said, you'll get lots more information on this as we go, but. Okay, so, when we go back here. Protein, a lot of people call it starch, it's also your carbs, so you'll hear both terms, and veggies, and fat, okay? Protein is gonna be our number one thing. That's what's gonna keep you full, it's what's gonna build muscle. It provides your body's structure and components of enzymes, regulates body functions and immune system for health, aids in hormone regulation. Calories from protein should be about 30%. The way that our program works is if you continue on past the nutrition challenge and we set you up with macros, it's 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fat. That's what our ratios are. So we'd like for your protein to be about 30% of your calorie intake. You want to choose lean sources. You want to limit moderate and high and try to eliminate. So limit the moderate fat and eliminate the high fat sources of protein. If you're going to cook, like your thighs and stuff like that are a little bit fattier, cut off the extra fat that you're seeing on it, right? And then grill, bake, or air fry are the best methods to prepare some of that stuff. I'm going to have you flip over if you have your sheet out. If I can find it. It's a colorful sheet. It's the next one after your macros. So it looks like this. Okay? So you have this is your food option guide. And I'm also going to put this in the app so that if you're out somewhere, you have it and you can pull it up and look at it. You have green it's just like a stoplight, right? So green, yellow, red. You want to be in the green column in all of these. Yellow's okay, but limited. Red, try to stay away from it. Protein sources, fruit starch, volume carbs, sugar, of course, is in the red all the time, and then healthy fats in green. And then there's some at the bottom, there's some combo foods that kind of tells you what you're looking at. So if we were looking at protein, and I'm stuck on burgers right now, apparently I'm craving a burger, so don't judge. You want a burger, right? And you're trying to, they're usually higher in fat. So I'm gonna go here, before I go out, I'm gonna take a look at this list and be like, I really want a burger. Okay, so in the lean sources, I'm looking at bison, a turkey burger maybe, tuna burger, sometimes they have those depending on where you're going, so something like that. So basically what you can do is, okay, you've got an idea of what you want, and then you can go find a leaner source for it to stay on track, okay? We're not saying eliminate, that's the big thing. Like, I don't want you to go for the next 4 weeks and like be super strict and miserable, and then you get way off track again as soon as it's over. Little changes, you still get what you want, they're just healthier. Sorry, I'm
This is a list of hunting trips right here.
What?
He said reindeer. He said this is a list of hunting trips.
There you go.
Squirrels aren't knowing this.
Okay.
Squirrel patty.
Carbs. So carbs are your body's main source of fuel. When you're in here working out, you're running off carbs, okay? So you have to have a significant portion of your calories come from carbs in order to have energy to function during the day. It keeps your protein from being used as an energy source, aids in the oxidation or the breakdown of fat, and like I mentioned before, for our program, 40% of your calories should come from carbs. Okay, we want these to be healthier carbs, lower in sugar, higher in fiber. So the low glycemic fruits, vegetables, whole grains. You're going to find these on the perimeter of the grocery store mostly. This is where the lack of labels is going to come in. You can find all sorts of carbs throughout the store, and not that they're necessarily the worst ones, but the healthier ones are going to be the sweet potatoes in the veggie section, or regular potatoes, or your let me think what else. Any of the veggies that are out there they all fall into the carb section. Okay, they'll kind of overlap a little bit on the veggies and carbs sometimes, but we want half your plate to be full of these non-starchy vegetables. Okay. I'm looking like I'm talking a different language. Fat. So when we're talking about macros, we've got protein, carbs, and then fat. Fat is extremely important for hormone function. Okay. When we talk about the elite athletes and they have very little fat on their body, they have to take in a ton of fat in order for their hormones to be regulated. And even then, a lot of the elite women have trouble with their hormones because they're so lean and they have so little body fat. It's a component of membranes. It aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. It's used as an energy source, and it should comprise about 30% of your calories. Okay? We're looking for healthy sources of fat, not the fried foods, not French fries, none of that stuff. Of course, in limited amounts, it will work, but fat is very calorie dense, so it's going to take up a ton of your calories. If you're working on a macro system, which we will talk about towards the end of our challenge, if you're going to continue on in this healthy lifestyle, we can talk about macros and some of that stuff. But if you're talking about tracking your macros and things like that, fat will take up a ton of your macros. So you have to limit them to 30% of those calories, otherwise it can get out of control. Healthier fats, plant-based, avocados, nuts, nut butter, coconut, and olive oil are the better ones. Again, limit the processed and the fried and processed foods. So here again is your food options guide. I'm going to upload this to the message board. This afternoon, everybody is going to get a link sent to them to set up the app. I'm going to go through the app. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to send you a link later today from the email address that we have on file. So if you need it to go to a different email address, please let me know before you leave. You'll get a link. I'm going to add everything that we have, all your numbers as we do it over the next 2 days. And on Monday, you'll start getting messages from people. I promise we won't blow you up. Just a couple messages here and there. Okay, so if you're planning your meals, this is a great sheet to help you kind of figure out what you want in each category. So where it gets confusing is when you're making like the casseroles and everything and it's all together. One of the easiest ways to create meals is to break it down. So you're gonna put your whatever protein you picked, whatever starch you pick, what your vegetable is, and what your fat is in each column. And that's how you're gonna create your meals. So there's panko chicken is one of their recipes. Pair it with a side of quinoa and your roasted broccoli, and you used olive oil to cook it in. Okay? Basic, easy, healthy food. We don't want this to be complicated. We're not coming up with recipes where you have to go out and buy a million things and throw it all together and then try to figure out how much of that you're eating. Okay? Fish for your protein, sweet potato for your starch, green beans for your vegetable, fat for your avocado for your fat. Okay? So you can do this when you're meal prepping. This is also a great tool for grocery shopping. So you write it all down. Okay, this is what I want. These are the meals I'm going to make. I'm going to double up because I'm going to go buy like a big thing of chicken. And so maybe on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, I'm having chicken. And on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm having something else. And Saturday's like whatever. Okay, so, and then you can go to the grocery store and buy it all. Okay, so HSN app. Maybe. Hang on. I like to use the actual app so you can see it. So we have weekly videos. This is going to be under your training plan. We also have group messaging. You're going to have, it's a fist, like a fist pump. So it's going to be on your main page. You're going to be set up in there with everybody that's in the challenge. Ask whatever questions you have. There's going to be a whole piece of participation towards winning this challenge. So you're going to have to post some stuff in there. You can private message me through it. If you have a question that you don't want anybody else to see, feel free to private message me in it and I will get back to you. And then we're also going to have your meal plan in there. Okay? If you haven't downloaded it, you have to search up Healthy Steps Nutrition in the, what's the Apple one called? App Store. Okay. Well, and on Android it's Play Store. So depending on which one you use.
You know, be sure that
So,
It's not the home shopping network.
yeah, do not get the home shopping network. It doesn't help you with your food choices, I promise. Okay.
It's something cute to wear, huh?
Yeah.
A new model.
So the group messaging page this is what it looks like. You can upload pictures, you can ask questions, you can get comments from and feedback from other people. We're going to be posting, one of the participation is going to be for you to take pictures of your meals and post them. So you'll be doing that. You're going to have a participation sheet. It's in the folder, and I'll go over that in a minute. You're going to take a picture of that and upload it at the end of every week. So they have all different, it's going to look like that fist. And then this is just like, this is what I'll see on the private messages if y'all have sent me messages, okay? But this is what the group, if you go just to the group messenger. So at the bottom, they've changed this a little bit just recently, but there will be a messenger piece down on the bottom. For those of you that don't have it yet, you're not gonna be able to get in until I send you the invitation, just so you know. Don't think it's difficult, you just need an invitation for it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You have a dash, you have plans, you'll have a calendar, we don't have this piece, and you'll probably have a profile. Your weekly videos are going to be at the bottom of your plan page. That's where you're going to go find those weekly videos. Each weekly video is going to have some nutrition tips, some mindfulness tips, a recipe on it, some tips for the kitchen, and new videos will come out every, it says Saturday, but I think it depends on what day I set it for. So if I can set it for Sunday, I would probably do Sunday. That gives you both Saturday and Sunday to watch it when you're not working. But they'll be right at the bottom of this thing. The other thing that we're going to do is have you connect MyFitnessPal to the app. So if you don't have that app, you're going to download that one as well. You'll also get a link for that. It'll walk you through it. It's fairly easy. Okay? And then you just want to make sure your diary sharing is set to MFP in MyFitnessPal is set to public. Don't worry about any of that. We'll get that all going once we get started. We'll talk about it in the message boards. If anybody has any trouble, it's fairly easy to do. Shouldn't be a problem, but I can help you with it. Okay, so let's go back to our folder. You should have a meal plan in your folder. There's lots of other information in this booklet too for you. Does anybody have a meal plan? Is it for a meal plan? No.
It's under this
What
piece.
is it?
It's under this one.
No, yeah, it looks like that. It says challenge on it, HSN.
And then under it.
It's on the other side. Yeah, it's the other packet. Okay, so flip to the first page of meals. It should say at the top, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
She was videoing, so she's asking how much longer, because her thing's gonna die.
It shouldn't be much longer. I just have some frequently asked questions and then we're gonna be done. Okay, so you should be able to see there's a whole bunch of recipe or meal plans on there. Take Katie's picture of that. So when you see it in your app, okay, it'll be in your plans page. They'll be uploaded so you have it no matter where you're at. So if you're sitting at work and you're like, I need to run to the grocery store after work, you can just pull it up and look at it. There's going to be some hyperlinks on here, which basically they're just blue. And you'll be able to click on that, and that will take you directly to the recipe on the HSN website. When you're trying to log those meals in MyFitnessPal, you have to make sure you type out Healthy Steps Nutrition Official. Otherwise, you're going to find what other people have put in and not the macros that match that specific recipe. Those are the easiest ones to do because you don't have anything to think about. They're just, it's already all loaded in there. Just make sure it's the official. Okay? So it'll look like this when you put it in MyFitnessPal. It'll say Healthy Steps Nutrition and then Official. That's what you're looking for when you put it in MyFitnessPal. Can I eat a sandwich? Right? Everybody likes sandwiches. You can eat whatever you want in the challenge. We're not saying you can only eat the stuff on the meal plan, okay? If you want a sandwich, by all means. pick a healthier whole wheat grain type bread, put some veggies on that sucker, and put your protein on it, and your cheese is your fat, and you are good to go. You've hit every category, okay? That's what this is all about, is you being able to eat what you want and still making healthy choices. So if you get going and you're like, this is not working for me, I can't figure this out, send me a message. Tell me the things you like to eat, and I will get back to you, and I will try to help you figure out the best way to do it, okay? And I want you to feel like you're restricted to just what's in the meal plan or just what we tell you to eat. Okay, let me borrow your thing again. So this question comes up a lot. Do you have to eat exactly what's on the day, or can you pick and choose? So if you're going to follow the meal plan, you need to know Monday runs right here. So you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays on the other page. What I want you to do is, if you're going to go from here, you can pick anything that day. So let's say, some of these recipes are pretty big. I don't know where it is, but the Amish oatmeal is really good. That's what I eat in the morning a lot of times, right? But it makes a big casserole dish full of Amish oatmeal. So I'm going to eat that every morning. I'm not making a bunch of these things. But what I don't want you to do is make your serving for breakfast and then eat it for lunch, because now you're not getting enough food at lunch. Does that make sense? So if you're going to pick a lunch and you're going to eat so let's say you don't like any of the lunches Monday through Thursday that are on this first page, but you really like one of the dinners and you feel like you could eat that probably all day long. The problem with doing that is your numbers are going to be off. You're going to be eating a lot more than what we would like for you to eat for the challenge. Our goal is to get you to lose weight, or depending on what you're doing, and I'm going to go over that in a minute, but so that there's numbers on here, there's ounces and stuff. If the dinner's a little bit more, because it's the end of the day, than your lunch. So if you're going to pick and choose, try to stay in that same category. Try to keep your snacks in the same category. Don't eat breakfast for snack, things like that. It'll just make it easier for you. It'll keep you on track better. Okay? Do you have to weigh your food? Absolutely not. Can you? Yes. If you have a scale and you want to use it, if you want to learn how to use a scale, more than happy to help you with that, but you don't have to. That's where the plate method comes in. That's what we have that for, okay? There are recommendations on your meal plan. A lot of them will say 4 to 6 ounces. Some of them will say 60 to 90 grams. So if you want to weigh, yes, that is the most accurate way to do it. If you're eating out, you can't do it. So we got to get that plate method. We've got to work on some of those things. So if you don't want to buy a scale and don't want to get that in depth in it, that's perfectly fine. Do I have to eat starchy carbs? Aren't carbs bad for you? Carbs are not bad for you, okay? We have to have carbs. You'll hear lots of people, we have people here that are doing keto. That's great. If it works for them, it's not a recommended diet for someone doing CrossFit. It's great for sometimes it's great for people that have a lot of weight to use that are mostly sedentary. They don't need the carbs because they're not doing a whole lot. They can run on keto for a little while. Starchy carbs are not bad for you. Now, do we want to eat these starchy carbs? Probably not, right? Those are the good ones, but we don't necessarily want to eat those all the time. A treat here and there, definitely, but not all the time.
Oh, we are Skittles brand.
Yeah. We'll talk about what Skittles are good for. Skittles are great as a pre-workout. If you need a little bit of sugar right before you come.
Really?
But
I like this.
that's past the nutrition
What about
challenge.
sweet
Not during the challenge.
Yeah, you can't do that during the
After.
challenge. Mine was always Swedish fish. Like if I needed carbs, if I needed a fast, like instead of a
I'm a
pre-workout.
big Swedish fish fan. All right. Okay.
Okay. Are there snack bars? So for those of you that are on the go all the time, I have a lot of times in the mornings I'm with clients and I can't really eat in front of them, or while, I'm not going to pull out my Amish oatmeal and eat my breakfast. I have a bar. So RX bars are on there. We also have them here. That's one of the reasons that we have them here, so you guys can grab them. They're in your snack. There's RX kids bars, there's RX bars. So they're all in there. And if you need other recommendations, let us know. Do you have to eat it all? We'd like for you to, but you don't have to. In the beginning, yeah, you do have to eat. Yes, you do. So what's going to happen the first week? You're going to have, if you're following the plan and you're doing your breakfast and you're doing your snack and you're doing your lunch and you're doing all the things, you're going to be like, this is way too much food for me. because you probably, one, haven't been eating that frequently, that often. And two, it is a lot of food because you need a lot of food. We're trying to get your metabolism going. We're not trying to starve you. So you don't have to eat it all if you feel super full. So the problem a lot of people run into, they come in the middle of the day, all of our middle of the day workout people, and you have your protein right afterwards. Well, now I have to eat lunch. What am I going to do about lunch? So we're going to push your lunch back a little bit. Well, now what do I do about my snack? So the snack then either is eliminated or it becomes your evening snack if you're hungry later on in the day. So it's all about just making adjustments for your schedule, whatever works for you. If you run into this problem where there's two problems that could potentially happen. You're full all the time and you can't eat it all, or you're starving all the time and you need more food. I need you to let me know because we need to talk about it and we need to make sure you're on track to do the right things to make sure that you still have enough energy to work out, or we're giving you a little bit more than what is on there. Perfectly normal. Mini challenges. So every week on Sunday, we're going to have a mini challenge. That's, like I said, that's going to be taking pictures of your meal prep, or I don't want to give them all away. So, but that's going to come out every Sunday. Everyone that completes it will have a chance to win a weekly prize. So we have some pretty good weekly prizes, some gift cards for you guys. So you'll do the mini challenges and then we'll pick a winner. The winner is based off of results and participation. This is a big thing. If you don't participate, if you're just gone, but you do a really good job and you lose a ton of weight, you still can't win. Okay? You have to participate. It's how we build the challenges. We want you involved, we want you to learn, and we want you to help others. So if you just want to do it and lose weight, then that's great, but don't come to me at the end and say, well, I lost like 50 pounds and I lost way more than everybody else, and why didn't I win? Because you didn't participate. Okay? And it's not based off your numbers, it's based off your percentages. So